Hey, one. Hey, fam. It's the man Dante. Dark Knight. Just coming. We have a game delay. If you guys want to talk about what we've been seeing so far, this is not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're winning, so that's good. I'm not saying that, but our defense is non-existent. It all starts first of all with Jalen Carter being ejected from the game early on. Starts there, right? And then the biggest worry we had about the secondary, Adoree Jackson, that has come to fruition. I mean, we see that the struggles continue, not only from training camp, but in this regular season game. I don't know. Is his nickname Turnstile or something? I don't know. He was giving me a lot of Izell Jenkins out there today. This guy was burnt toast. And I said this in the pregame, and I know that you guys had to know this also, that he was going to see a lot of gunfire. That's what I said. I said Adoree Jackson is going to see a lot of gunfire because of who he is playing opposite of. He's playing opposite of Mitchell, who they have already regarded as a tough person to throw against. So naturally, you're going to go at the weaker of the two, and Adoree Jackson, until he proves himself, is that weaker of the two. And they went after him. They went after him hard, and they had great success. Let's put it that way. Great success to the point that we've seen Chakarius, I think, Tenarius. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this name, but so much so that we've seen Bennett, whom we picked up from the Raiders, in the game and playing significant snaps because of the ineffectiveness of Adoree Jackson. So it's 20, I believe it's 24-21, if I'm not mistaken. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Or 24-20. I'm losing track of the score right now, but this is a delay in the game right now because of lightning. So I'm coming to you guys because this delay might have ruined my post game intentions. I'm already way past my bedtime, right? And I was going to come back post game and do a post game show, but this delay is really killing me. I don't know. All right, so yeah, it is 24-20. Okay, and offense looked good. Defense needs a lot of help. You talking about now? You missed the word in there, Wendell. They need a lot of help. A lot of help. Why is this? This is not my. What am I looking for? Okay, that's all right. I am not. I don't have the right setup, but that's okay. So, yeah, this is. I didn't mention the pregame. I think I was talking off the air with someone, or was it yesterday? I know I talked to someone about this, but I said the best chance that Dallas has to win, I was talking to someone, was they would have to win a shootout. That's the way I saw it. I said the only way that Dallas could possibly win is they would have to win a shootout, because I don't see them stopping us, right? And then I was like, I don't know if our defense is going to be, playing at a level that, is reminiscent to last year because of all the moving pieces or new pieces that we have on defense. So I said that's probably the only possible path to victory for Dallas is to win a shootout. And by golly, we're in a shootout. We're in a shootout right now with the Dallas Cowboys, 24-20, where we were second in scoring defense last year. We have already given up 20 points in a half. That's kind of disappointing, but I don't know. Is it really shocking? Is it really shocking when you look at all the changes we made? I'll go to some comments. Tell me, guys. Tell me how you feel so far about this game. I want to know. Daphne, I'm so disappointed in JC. Yes, I am. I am extremely disappointed in that young man, and I emphasize young man because that's the level of maturity he showed in his actions so early in the game. Was that of a youngster? That was the maturity of a youngster. He has got to be smarter than that. We still don't know the outcome of this game, but his absence has truly affected this game. Let's be realistic. Now, does the defense look like last year if he's in there? I can't say that. I mean, Adori's getting burnt, right? So I can't say that. But I know that his presence would have made a huge difference. A huge difference. I'm not seeing a lot of pressure from our front four, those that are playing in his absence, and that's a problem. That's a cause for concern, right? So we definitely need him. He's a big part of that defense, and if he didn't know that, he knows it now, and I'm sure that they're going to let him know that as after this game, or even at during this time right now. That was very stupid. Very stupid. I saw him on the cart being taken away, and I couldn't make out the number. And I was like, dang, did somebody get hurt? And later found out it was him, this guy. And it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Andre is saying, man, Carter got to grow up. Yeah, he has to. Got to see Bennett at QB2. More CD got lucky first half. Yeah. Well, you know that I told you that they were going that Adoree Jackson was going to see a lot of gunfire because of him playing opposite of Mitchell. He was going to see a lot of gunfire, and he saw it, and he there was no resistance on his part. He put up no resistance on his part, and they just passed all over him. So yeah, we got a chance to see Bennett. Bennett coming off cold, had a penalty, but for the most part, I thought he did admirably. I thought he did as well as could be expected under these conditions. But Adoree, not a good showing at all. Yeah, he was looking like Ozell Jenkins out there for anybody who goes back with the Eagles that far. Toast Jenkins. That's what I'm gonna start calling Adoree Jackson. Toast Jenkins. Robin, what's up? I was wondering why Jackson was back on the field. Jackson who? I'm missing it. And get AJ involved. Yeah. I don't, my brother called me while the game was going on. I'm not really upset that they haven't gotten AJ involved, only because we're moving the ball quite easily. It'd be something different if we were having trouble moving the ball or we weren't putting up points. Then I would probably be more concerned. I'm only concerned because I know what kind of guy AJ is, and he's a diva. He doesn't like to be excluded. But we'll look at the tape and see should we have forced it into him? How many times was he actually open? Because it's not going to look like last year. These defensive coordinators get paid a lot of money to figure out offenses. As well as our offense does, they have $1 million defensive coordinators that are paid a lot of money to figure out the top offenses in this league. So at some point, there were going to be some changes. We all expected that going into this year. We all expected that they were going to load the box and try to take Saquon away. If we expected nothing else, we expected that, right? So they've also got a scheme where they're going to give a lot of attention to A.J. Brown, obviously. So we have to be able to adjust to that. And I think we did an excellent job of doing it. I haven't seen the film yet or anything like that, but by his lack of involvement, I'm guessing that they are double teaming him, right? And if that's the case, then I'm encouraged. If they're double teaming AJ, then I'm encouraged because we still put up 24 points. You know what I mean? We still put up 24 points thus far, and they've taken our best receiver out of the game. So I look at it, we can look at it glass half empty, glass half full. I'm looking at it half full because with our number one target taken out of the passing game, we still move the ball relatively easy. So let me see. Mr. Jones, Carter needs to grow the F up. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Tony, what's going on? I'm out here. Why didn't they start the rookie cornerback? A rookie? Well, they can't do that. Rust and JC needs to grow the F up. Everybody's mad at and I am too. JC, I'm mad at JC too. And he possibly gets suspended. Yeah, with JC possible suspension, I don't see us being KC next week in KC. Yeah, that I thought about that too, Robin. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I'm watching this game and I'm already thinking about next week, and that's my fault. But I'm already thinking, like, dang, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? In a rematch against KC, and our defense is looking like it's looking right now, like Swiss cheese right now. No pressure. And how many games you think he will be suspended for? I know. I mean, what the heck was he thinking? Spitting on somebody, dude. What it's Oh my God, spitting on a person, first of all, is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. Yeah, you got to grow up, buddy. And how, I know everybody gets psyched up their own way and gets themselves motivated to play. But how do you get yourself so riled up that in the first minute of the game you're spitting on somebody? He has excellent focus. If he's gotten himself, he must have excellent meditative abilities to be able to psych himself up that much to be that ramped up in the first 6 seconds of the game that he's spitting on somebody, or he's just immature. One of the two. But yeah, that was a big blow. Wendell says that's why we need a veteran presence, something we don't have right now on that D line. Yeah. Tony Barron says offense is looking great for a first hit out. Carter threw a spanner in the works with D, but if they can sort it out, we should come away with a dub. Yeah, we should. We're going to need to, we're going to need that turnover was huge because we're going to need something like that. With the pace of the game and everyone scoring. I mean, like they're not stopping us, we're not stopping them. So, like it's going to be very key to get a stop if we can possibly get one, or a turnover, which we got one of those. So I just wish we could have cashed that in. And even if not cash that one in, that first drive of the second half, I thought that was huge. I thought we could have really put some pressure on had we scored a touchdown on that drive. But be it as it may, we are sitting at 24-20. I'm not in front of the television. Somebody has to give me an update on, are we close to starting? Carter Brain Fart gold medalist. Yes. JC will have a lot of people to answer to. Yeah, no punts. What's another encouraging thing? Oh, Jake Elliott was encouraging, hitting that 58-yarder. And they showed the stat. He was like 1 for something last year with 50 or more yard field goal attempts. So that was encouraging to see him finally get his mojo back, so to speak. Game resumes at 11:30. Okay, all right. I see that. Teams are walking out. The game about to start. They're coming back out to the field. Thank you guys. You guys are the best, man. You guys are the best. Carter, Brain, Fart, gold medalist. And you want to go spit on somebody. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Jones. Your teammate is on the ground hurt and you want to go spit on someone. I don't get it. I do not get it. What's look, Dion's here? What say you, Dion? Dion says, he let weak ass Deck in his head. Yeah, basically. It was so unnecessary. I don't even feel like hearing all the rah rah about what he's done, but he got to be fined and suspended. Totally disrespectful. Yeah, you got it. I mean, you don't have to go any further than. I mean, it was disrespectful when I seen it, but you don't have to go any further than imagining a grown man spitting on you. You know what I mean? That puts you all. That puts you where you need to be to understand the disrespectfulness of his action. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Like, no. You can't spit on me, dude. You can't spit on me. They are not letting men be men. I don't know, Pat. I don't think they're supposed to let men, spit on each other. I think they're doing a good job at that. Because nobody should be allowed to spit on anybody out there. All right, they come back on the field. Dante, your boy Davis let Dak away. I know he did. Oh gosh, and then that's going to be a topic of discussion tomorrow. Is how non-existent the rush was, because I haven't seen Dak under a lot of pressure. And the last time we saw this defense on the field prior to the night, we were giving Pat Mahomes all kind of fits and situations because of our pass rush, but with only 4. And tonight is non-existent. And the one opportunity we had to bring Dak down, Jordan Davis whiffed. Couldn't do it. Couldn't finish the job. Never spit, always swallow. Tony, that's funny. Yeah, they are throwing a lot of flags, though. To Pat's point, they are throwing a lot of flags, not letting the corners do their job. Because there was a couple on Bennett that I thought was like, I don't know. I just thought they were questionable. Nolan Smith with the flag. And that's another thing. These flags are killing us too. And I think that some of those like penalties and the such is what someone said earlier in the comments here, rust. You know what I mean? Those are things that you get under control as you become more disciplined and get more reps. You know what I mean? Like that comes from playing a lot. So that would be an accurate description of what's going on. Some rust out there. They don't play during the preseason. So again, this September is extended training camp in my eyes, especially for our team since they don't play the starters in the preseason. This is their extended training camp. This is their opportunity to play full pass, full hitting, and the such. Now, to the credit of the offense, they're looking pretty good. They're looking pretty sharp. Jalen Hurts has been carrying the load tonight. The drives have been efficient, and he has kept a lot of them alive and even has rushed for a few touchdowns himself. So, and then that pass to Jahan Dotson, perfect call at the time. Oh, let me say this about Padula. I think he's doing an excellent job with his play selection, his pace, and all. Mixing it up and sticking to the run. I love that. And Jalen, for the most part, is doing a heck of a job. Very calm and poised in the pocket. And I don't have any problem with the offense too much. If I think about it, I probably can pick out a couple things. But overall, I think the offense is doing an excellent job. And of course they are, because they are the sole reason why we're in this game. If we were relying on the defense to win this game for us, we'd be in a world of trouble right now. So thank God for the offense, for Padula and Jalen Hurts and Barkley. Everybody's doing a great job. I know we're not hearing from AJ just now or I'm not going to say anytime soon. Hopefully, we'll hear from him after this delay is over. Dion, I trust Vic Fangio will make the adjustments necessary. We didn't figure ourselves out until week 5-ish last year. And that is true. That is true. I still have confidence in Vic Fangio. I don't know if he's going to be able to turn around in this game per se. I would love to see the adjustments in this half. I don't know. But he's good at making adjustments. So hopefully, they will go back to practice and figure this thing out and get ready for KC. But let me not get ahead of myself. We need to finish this game off and take care of business here. So it's 24-20 Eagles. And if I remember correctly, we have the ball, right? We got the turnover and we have the ball. Guys, refresh my memory. This is our warm-up game. Yeah, you're right. Mr. Jones says, I hope Brown for the win. I love him on my fantasy. I have him on fantasy. Yeah. 13 minutes. Okay. Go Birds. Yes. Go Birds. So it was kind of where were you guys' mind when you saw Dak and the Cowturns march down the field that first drive and score like pretty easily? Like, when I say that we have put up no resistance, I really mean that we haven't put up any type of resistance. I was not scared or worried, but I was very concerned. Let me put it that way. I was very concerned with that Dallas Cowboys first drive. That was crazy. And then, all right, maybe it's a fluke. We haven't got warmed up, but they get the ball a second time and score with little resistance put up by our defense. Now I'm like, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? They get the ball a third time and they put up more points, a field goal at that point. So I'm like, we're not doing anything. We're not stopping this train at all. It doesn't look like we even have a inkling of what to do to slow it down. That's what it looked like. They were moving the ball so well. It looked like we had no clue on where to even attempt to start to slow these guys down. And that was discouraging. Only thing that lifted my spirits was every time we got the ball, we basically did the same thing that they were doing to us. We would move the ball without much resistance and we would put points on the board. So I said it before, the only path that I could see Dallas beating us was a shootout, and we are in the midst of that right now. So it looks like whoever has the ball last may have the upper hand in pulling this game out. Unless we can put some points on the board. If we can get a touchdown here, I think that would, I know that would bode well for our chances to win. But even with that, we still got to put up, I would love for the defense to just wake up and play like they did last year. But I would settle for them putting up some resistance. You know what I mean? Making it hard or something. I mean, Dallas doesn't even look like they worked hard to put up their 20 points. Their 20 points, their drives don't look like they even work hard. When I say no resistance, I mean like it seems like we're not stopping them at all. I mean, that's quite evident. There's no punts in this game. We're not stopping them, and we've got to do better than that. Let's at least get in some third down situations that are favorable. I don't know what their average third and to go was, but I don't think that they faced a lot of big yard third down situations. So let's do a better job. D, come on. So the game is the game back on? Facts on all that. Yeah. Thanks, Daphne. Appreciate it. Robert says that this delay gave Dallas defense some rest. Yes. Because they didn't have a game plan. Yeah. It was unbelievable. All right. My mind was like, I'm going to take my belt off and beat JC. Yeah. All right. They're still warming up. I don't know. I gotta check because I'm over the air. I don't know if they're still warming up on my. They might be in the fourth quarter on my TV. No, I'm only kidding. That's why that was another. I love to do the play-by-play. The only downfall that was to that was that I might be ahead of some people, or I might be behind some people, and that was a little frustrating. So now I'm watching it over air, and if I was doing play-by-play, I would be ahead of most people who are maybe streaming it or watching on cable. So I may be ahead now. So you guys, when you're telling me, all right, 6 minutes to go, Jeremy is saying. So you're telling me 6 minutes on my TV, it might be 3 minutes. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. How do you feel they're doing against Saquon? I think they're doing a respectable job, given the success that he had last year. I think Dallas is doing a semi-successful job on slowing Saquon down and forcing Jalen to have to beat them. I'm sorry, and he's handling that responsibility just fine right now. And don't get me wrong, Saquon is scattered, scooted, and broke from some yards. He's not being totally shut down, but by this time, or no, this would be the perfect time, or around that time where he would break a 50-yarder. He was having those type of games. That's what I remember the most about Saquon's successful year last year was at some point in the game, he always had that big run, 40 or more yards or something like that. So that is missing from this game thus far. I think Dallas has done a good job of keeping him in check thus far. He doesn't have a lot of yards, a crazy amount of yards. So they're doing something right. But we've got to get it together. We've got to keep our offense and our foot on the gas pedal. This would be a great opportunity if we can put a touchdown on the board now. That would extend our lead to what's that? 11 points. That would be great. That would be great if we can get it up to 11 points. Matt Mughal is up at the game, Dante. Oh, he's at the game. Okay, Matt, what's up? I know he's probably not watching, but we are. You got to bring us some good mojo, Matt. If you're at the game, as a matter of fact, I'm putting it on all Eagles Talk followers who happen to be at the game. Because if you don't go back to the game this year. This is your last game. If they don't pull this out, I think they will. But if they don't, you guys can't go back to the link this year. We started off messing up the mojo. That includes you, Pat, and you, Matt and Pat. That's my man, Matt Mughal. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I am butchering it, Matt. I'm sorry. Matt's a big dude, but that's my guy. Matt's the kind of guy, if you tell him, look, we got to go do something, it may get ugly, it may hurt some people. Matt's not going to ask questions. He's going to be like, all right, who car are we taking? Matt's that kind of guy. So that's my guy, big dude. I hope the Eagles don't come out. Oh, Sean says the barbell's still open when you get done. Yeah, I was sitting over here and I didn't know what to do, Sean. I just was sitting here and I'm just like, and I'm in a state of shock and watching Dallas move up the field so quick. They was moving up the field so quick. I didn't have time to even come across the circle. That's how fast these guys were scoring. So I wound up sitting here and just watching with my jaw, down to my chest because I couldn't believe how our defense was non-existent. All right, the game is on. All right, guys. I'll see if I can stay awake, keep my eyes open. I know I can keep my eyes open, but this is a long night and made even longer with the delay. Let's go back. Let's hope that our Birds play a little bit better on defense and continue to play excellent on offense and pull this game out. I can't promise there'll be a post game, but keep your eyes and ears open. There just may be. All right. I'm your man, Dark Knight. Peace. Enjoy the rest of the game.